This is CBS4 News at 6.
If you look, Broward County has the most cases in the state of Florida. The vast majority of those are linked to international travel. However, we have 3 unlinked cases in Broward County. Now, that is still being investigated, but in terms of when you have unlinked cases, that is evidence of community spread.
Right now, Governor Ron DeSantis just a short time ago confirming evidence of community spread of the coronavirus in Broward County.
I also took the test last night, and I decided I should, based on the press conference yesterday.
President Donald Trump announces he's been tested for the virus after coming into contact with 2 dignitaries who already tested positive. Good evening, I'm Carly Barnett in for Francis Wang. We want to bring you now up to date on the latest on the coronavirus pandemic. There are 77 cases in the state of Florida right now. 25 new cases announced overnight. There are 24 cases in Broward County where there is evidence of community spread. 8 cases are in Miami-Dade County, and 3 Florida residents have died from COVID-19. Publix announced that it's closing its stores every night at 8 so it can clean and restock before reopening the next day. And again, all Miami-Dade and Broward public schools are closed beginning Monday in an effort to slow the transmission of the disease. We have CBS4 News live team coverage beginning with CBS4's Ty Russell at the Nova Southeastern University campus in Davie. Ty, the university announced multiple cases involving people affiliated with the school.
And Carly, NSU leaders are telling us that these are 6 study abroad students. They recently traveled and returned from Ireland, and they were here at this campus right here. And school leaders are also telling us that staff and other students who were affiliated with that group, they have been told to isolate. So any staff members who were in direct contact with those students are now in self-isolation, at least for the next 14 days, to see if they have any symptoms. And there's also a rush of Americans to return home from Europe.
Absolute mayhem. Confusion, mayhem. It was crazy.
South Florida residents arrived at Miami International Airport from Madrid, Spain, Saturday. CBS4 News.
Ty, thank you for those updates. The city of Miami Beach is taking action to try to slow the spread of coronavirus. All large group gatherings are now prohibited on the beach. Ocean Drive, typically shut down during spring break, is reopening to traffic this evening. The public beach from 7th to 10th Street, as well as Lummis Park, is now closed. There will be no parking along the Collins Avenue Entertainment District. Miami Beach police say they want to reduce the spread and minimize these large group gatherings. Well, tomorrow is the final day of early voting in both Miami-Dade and Broward counties. Today in Broward, the focus was not just on making your vote count, but doing it while preventing the spread of coronavirus. CBS4's Jessica Vallejo reports from Lauderhill.
Voters from across South Florida are still taking part in early voting at polling stations across Broward and Dade County. CBS4 News.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis did confirm today there is evidence of community spread of coronavirus in Broward County, with 3 coronavirus patients who are not linked to travel. The governor also announced today the state has the capacity to test more than 650,000 people for coronavirus, but he warned results reported by the state may be slow to come in with so many private labs involved in the testing.
Have instances where you'll hear of positives in different parts of the state because it's communication directly from the lab to the person, and there may be a lag time before that gets to the Florida Department of Health. But just understand, we are not, in the state of Florida now, the only game in town.
The governor says 365 people are currently being monitored as potential COVID-19 patients. Now, if you have questions concerning the coronavirus pandemic, the state of Florida does continue to man a hotline. It's open 24/7. That phone number on your screen right now, jot that down. There's also an email address that you can send your questions to. That is covid-19@flhealth.gov. There are now more than 2,400 confirmed cases of coronavirus in the U.S. in every state except West Virginia. In addition, 52 people have died as a result of this virus. CBS4's Michael George has more from New Rochelle, New York, where officials have set up a containment zone to stop the spread.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
New policies are being implemented at the White House. CBS News, New Rochelle, New York.
A senior official at the Department of Homeland Security tells CBS News a domestic travel ban is not in the works at this time. Well, still to come, do you know what the coronavirus is and why is there so much concern? Coming up, what you need to know to keep you, your family, and your friends safe. And we will bring you a story you could likely use coping with this coronavirus pandemic. We introduce you to a local organization that makes it their mission to give everyone a friend, a group that's making Miami proud. Welcome back, and now more to the coronavirus pandemic. We want to stop for a moment and take things back to the beginning. Now, you've heard a lot about the spread and the impacts of the coronavirus, but what is it? Tonight, we break it down for you. It's known as COVID-19, CO for corona, VI for virus, and D for disease, 19 for when it was discovered. Coronavirus is actually a general name. They're the cause of the common cold, the flu, and deadlier outbreaks like SARS or MERS. COVID-19 is transmitted most commonly through respiratory droplets when an infected person coughs or sneezes. According to the Centers for Disease Control, the virus can also live on surfaces for an extended period of time. Symptoms for COVID-19 typically appear 2 days to 2 weeks after exposure, which is why you hear people quarantining themselves for 14 days if they've been exposed to someone with the virus. Symptoms include fever, cough, shortness of breath. If you feel sick, the first step is to call your primary care provider.
Let that person know what your symptoms are, what you're experiencing, how long those symptoms have lasted. They're going to ask you about your travel history, of course. And then from that, they can make a determination as to whether or not they need to contact the Department of Health to get you tested. There are clear guidelines promulgated from the CDC to every Department of Health as to who gets tested from the Department of Health.
If you test positive for coronavirus, you may be admitted to a hospital or be advised to quarantine yourself at home, depending on the severity of symptoms. A majority of cases are little more than a cough as long as it stays in the nose and throat. It is dangerous, though, if it reaches your lungs. The virus began in China, and the World Health Organization has done extensive studies. Of those infected in China, they found 80% had mild to moderate symptoms, including pneumonia. Nearly 14% had severe symptoms with respiratory issues. Roughly 6% had critical outcomes with respiratory failure, septic shock, or organ dysfunction and failure. The data shows that children are remarkably immune to the disease, but they can experience mild symptoms. For seniors, however, it can be deadly. Also, those with immune system issues or chronic medical conditions like heart disease, diabetes, lung disease are at great risk as well. So how do you avoid coronavirus? Wash your hands often, disinfect surfaces, and avoid large crowds. Keep away from people who are sick, and if you are sick, stay home. Do you want more information on the coronavirus closings and a lot more? I know I threw a lot of information at you, but we have it all in one place. Just go to cbsmiami.com/coronavirus. Well, we do have some good news this evening, Dave, and that is our forecast.
Our forecast looks pretty good. Yeah, we have a nice breeze, the mid-80s, so very comfortable. Humidity not all that high, but hey, one or two places might see a stray shower. So that's the one thing you want to watch here. In fact, we just had one moving right through Fort Lauderdale, like raindrops on the lens there. Cloudy skies. This is our camera that looks off to the east. Temperatures into the upper 70s right now and just near 80 degrees, but 84s over the next few days. The breeze will start to increase and we'll see a few more showers starting Wednesday.
Dave, thank you. It is time now for Miami Proud. Every week we share stories of impactful people or places that make our community unique and proud. So making friends and hanging out, it sounds simple, but it's not easy for everyone, especially those on the autism spectrum or those with Down syndrome. CBS4's Francis Wang reports on a local organization that makes it their mission to give everyone a friend.
Here you go. Yeah. Thanks.
So happy to deliver some highlights, maybe a little 15-20 second break from all the coronavirus news
Exactly,
today.
A little bright spot.
Yeah.
But that's our news for now. And for more news, go to cbsmiami.com. We'll see you again in 30 minutes.